Okay, so Duff, Slash and Izzy, thanks for talking to us. Now, I've read a lot of things about Guns N' Roses, a lot of it sort of more dealing with the negative side, right? Why don't you tell us what Guns N' Roses is about?
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell, we're just a rock and roll band out on the road.
That's about it.
Couple guitars, bass, drums, we just like to play, and we get along playing together, and so that's what we're doing.
All right, so what about your musical influences, especially you, Duff, because you're from the punk era, so Doug tells me.
Oh, yeah. Musical influence, I think all of us are basically the same in one form or another.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, 70s, if any one of us were to say we weren't influenced by the 70s, it'd be lying. Anybody our age, really, you know. Yeah, and punk rock, old English stuff, and then like California hardcore, you know. Fear, Circle Jerks. I love the Saints. I was trying to do.
So why do you think you've done so well so quickly?
Because, I mean, everybody asks that question. It's like, why are you such, you know, why do you think you guys have hit this point? And it's like, it's a hard question to answer, but I think one of the main things is that we've sort of like filled, you know, a gap in the music business right now, because for the last, since 1980, it's been pretty bland as far as rock and roll is concerned. And so at least, if nothing else, the attitude of the band has come over, and people are like, yeah, because, I mean, that's sort of like what rock and roll is all about, right?
Well,
it's sort of that freedom kind of thing.
It wasn't that there wasn't a good band. Yeah. I mean, there's always, Aerosmith and AC/DC were still around, they're great bands, but I think kids, you know, in the late 80s here didn't really have a band who were their peers to cling on to or whatever, you know? We are hard workers, you know, when it comes down to it. And we can have focus and drive, you know.
We do.
We do. We can, but a lot of times, you know.
You know, we like...
When we have to, we do.
We play, and when it comes to playing, we're really diligent about it. We're very, I don't know, when it comes to musicality and stuff, we're into what we're doing. We want to do what we think is right, you know, what we think feels right.
I want to hear you scream!
All right, so what can we expect from the live show while you're here?
No, I don't expect anything. That'll, you know, that way you won't be disappointed.
Okay. Thanks very much.
This interview is critical because we have the bird, the satellite, above the Australian Television Network studios, because you have to do that because they're standing by in LAX.
LAX.
To, we should have Duff. We're actually going to have two members.
Duff Rose McKagan.
And we were going to have Slash, but he's on walkabout tour.
Right. He's got a long walkabout. You there, Duff?
Yes, yes.
What did happen to Slash for all those people who are watching this morning?
I have absolutely no idea. He's MIA at this point.
Missing in action. You've rung his girlfriend?
Yeah, and he's not at home.
Oh.
He's not.
So
he's not sort of hiding from Jono and Dano, is he?
I don't know. He's usually real good about doing these things, but I don't know. It must have been.
Duff, we're more than happy having you here this morning, though. Let me tell you.
Well, thank you very much.
Listen, it's been said that you guys don't look like you may survive until you've actually hit the big time now, but the way you guys party, it doesn't look like you'll actually live to enjoy your success. Is this true or not, Duff?
You know, things like that get blown way out of proportion, but, I mean, yeah, we probably do party a lot more than most people, but you know, I don't see death in the imminent future here. You know, that's kind of it's a real morbid thought. You know, I wouldn't like to think that any of us are going to die.
No, neither would we, Duff.
Great publicity, though.
Exactly. That's what the record company's been hoping for.
Yeah, well, yeah, they'll collect their life insurance that they've already taken out on us.
Was just a little.
No, I mean, we're all fine. We're all in good health. We just all had physicals to get insurance for this trip to Japan and Australia, and we're all fine. So
actually, I'm
not worried about it.
Very similar to the deal we have here on Saturday Morning Live. We have to have a physical every morning before we do the show. But Duff, listen, tell us the Guns N' Roses story. You guys formed in Los Angeles. How did it all happen?
Well, we had all moved to Hollywood, you know, to search for that, you know, that dream that every musician does. But we had all moved from different parts of the States and just met up somehow through like music newspapers, just on the streets, you know. And after a few different formations, we came out with us five. And after the first rehearsal, we just knew it was going to work. You know, it's one of those things that happens one out of a million times, you know. So it just happened, and I'm glad it did.
We're glad it happened too.
Oh, so have you always been playing the same style of music, Duff?
Pardon me?
Have you always been playing the same style of music?
Well, style, no. Attitude, yes. You know, I've been in a lot of punk rock bands since I started, since like '78, and the attitude is exactly the same. And I wouldn't play in a band that had any other attitude. You know?
Yeah.
I can't go out there and dress up like a, you know,
like Poison.
Some people do, like Poison, sure. And I just can't do that. It's so fake and it's really asinine to me. You know, there's no real rock and roll attitude in a lot of things I see today. And I'm not trying to say we're better and this and that. I know we have the right attitude.
Yeah.
And
we're looking forward to seeing the shows in Australia. When do you arrive?
We arrive the 11th, which I don't have absolutely no idea what day that is.
Neither do we. But did you have a good time playing with In Excess on those some of those American dates?
We just did one date with them. Well, the gig itself was a disaster because it was in the Texas Stadium, which has a big hole in the top, and the Hurricane Gilbert or whatever it was was 40 miles south of us. So it was pouring through the hole in the roof, and we were getting rained on, and the sound was crappy, you know.
Yeah. I tell you what, Michael Hutchins said that you guys also went through a restaurant a bit like Cyclone somebody or other.
Yeah, they made the unfortunate mistake of inviting me and Slash over for drinks to their table. We had a good time. They're nice guys.
Yeah, and Ziggy Marley was playing with you too, I believe, at that gig.
Ziggy Marley and Iggy Pop. And
right.
It was great, man. Iggy Pop, for me, playing on the same stage, actually headlining over Iggy Pop, you know, was he's like a rock and roll hero to me. You know, he's not my hero, but he is a rock and roll hero. And, you know, he's been through everything. And just playing on the same stage with him that day and getting to know him and meet him and everything was great.
Well, listen, Duff, thank you very much for being our guest live here via satellite on Saturday Morning Live. We look forward to seeing you. Come on, you and when you do find the rest of the members of the band.
Slash. Come on the show live, will you?
Yeah, we'll do, man.
Yeah.
We've interviewed people in some crazy places, but never a tour bus. This is new. Many thanks to Axl from Guns N' Roses. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Just worn his kneecaps out. Worn his kneecaps out on stage.
My knees are history.
Knees are history.
Knees are history.
How's it gone today?
Today's going great. I've had one of the best nights of my life. Coming in here thinking it would be one of the worst times of my life. Because I heard some of my horror stories about Donington, it was pitiful.
Well, it was an hard job for you, and you've won a lot of fans, would you say?
I don't know if we won a lot of fans or not, because they knew the words to the song. I mean, they sang so many of our songs that, you know, it was amazing. And I was really surprised at the crowd response. I was like going, wow, if every one of these people would have bought a record, we'd be even doing better.
Yeah, but you're not doing bad with your first album, let's be right.
We're not doing bad at all.
We played around the country and play your albums, and you guys, over the last 12 months, have really took off in the UK. People's really tipping you as like the next type of Aerosmith rock and roll band. Just get up there and enjoy.